Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Phoenix of the Roaring Flame was released August 11th, 2023, and introduces 2 new archetypes. Secret Investigators, a series of light reptile monsters that can gain incremental advantages, and Gaia, a series of monsters that can perform fusion summoning without a fusion card. This set also provides support for existing archetypes such as Jointech, which received several new boss monsters, including 2 fusions and a maximum. Pyro received a maximum monster of its own in Blaze Bolt Chemistorm Feng Huang Vocalized Phoenix, which can destroy monsters and back row. Sea Serpents received a new boss monster in Abyss Slayer Levianite, who gets stronger for every maximum piece in the graveyard. A handful of other types received a single card of support, including Worms and Dinosaurs for me, and Light Galaxy, Zombie, Dark Galaxy, and Insects for Alex. Finally, this set also introduces some good generic cards, such as Legend Strike, a spell that can revive a level 4 monster and sometimes pop a back row, Executy Riding, a trap that can revive a monster and weaken 2 of your opponent's monsters, and a new legend card, Negate Attack. But this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Jointech Fusion. So this deck is built around our new big boss monster, Jointech Killer Stinger. 3000 attack, 2500 defense, made using Centipede and Arc Scorpio. We can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, all face-up monsters on your opponent's field lose attack equal to the number of monsters on your opponent's field times 700 until the end of the turn. Then you gain life points equal to the same number of monsters times 700. So if your opponent has 3 monsters, you can weaken all of your opponent's monsters by 2100 and then gain 2100 life points, which is pretty good. The other caveat to this is the cards that we use to summon it, those being Arc Scorpio and Spike Centipede. So we'll look at Spike Centipede real quick first. We can return 1 other face-up level 5 or higher Earth Machine monster from your field to the owner's hand, destroy 1 monster on your opponent's field. This turn you cannot activate the effects of non-machine type monsters. So this effect is pretty good because we can destroy face down cards with it. It doesn't matter whether it's a high level, doesn't matter if it's face down, we can pop it regardless. The downside is we have to put a level 5 or higher machine back to our hand, which is almost always going to be a level 7 machine, which means we have to tribute 2 to get it out again. But there are ways that we can use this to our advantage, such as Jointech Hero, which we'll come back to in a minute. But the other card is Jointech Arc Scorpio. So we can send 1 machine type monster from our hand or face up from your field to the graveyard to add fusion or power bond from your graveyard to your hand, then special summon a Jointech Spike Centipede, which means we'll have an Arc Scorpio and a Spike Centipede out, which means we can use Centipede's effect to put Arc Scorpio back into our hand to use its effect. And then if we added Power Bond, we can then immediately drop it, fuse Arc Scorpio from hand, Centipede from field, go straight into a Killer Stinger, which comes out as a 6000 attacker. This is going to be the main kind of big combo of the deck, and this is the main way we ideally want to be closing out games. So the other main deck boss monster we're on is Jointech Hero. So we played this last time when we played Jointech, but it's still pretty good because again, its effect can only be used from the hand. So during the turn we normal summon this card by tributing Jointech Ace, we can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, gain 1500 attack, and then get an Earth Attribute Machine back to our hand from the graveyard. Which means if we put this back on our hand, we can then get out our Jointech Ace, tribute it to summon out Jointech Hero, and get that effect off, which is pretty good. It means putting this back into our hand is not the end of the world. The other boss monster we have is in the extra deck, and that is Jointech Fighter. Jointech Ace plus Jointech Ace. We can take a level 7 Earth Attribute Machine type monster from our graveyard, either add it to your hand or special summon it, and if it was Jointech Hero, we can add Jointech Ace from our graveyard to our hand, so again, pretty good card. So the rest of the deck, we're looking at 3 Ace, we've got all of our other boss monsters we already spoke about, then we have Pitch Black Warwolf. So we've gone with Warwolf because it's a level 4 monster. We already have quite a lot of tribute monsters at 7. We don't really want to over brick on these, so we're only going to be playing the 7. So we've gone with Pitch Black Wolf because it's a generic enough effect that's pretty good against a lot of decks. Next up we have Leo. This is pretty good for getting our pieces back. Specifically, we can get back our Arc Scorpio to kind of go through our entire combo of Arc Scorpio, get back Fusion or Power Bond, bring back Spike Centipede, go into our Fusion. We have Legend Magician and Celestial Severance. So Legend Magician is obviously fantastic. It's being used in almost every deck I'm playing at the moment. But specifically in this deck, we need to get our Centipede into the graveyard so that we can bring it back with Arc Scorpio. And Celestial Severance, again, we do want to get the Centipede into the graveyard, but we cannot use Arc Scorpio's effect unless there is already a fusion or a power bond in the graveyard. So we have to get those into the graveyard, and Celestial Severance is the best way to do so. Next up, we have Crafter Drone. Again, we want to just find our combo as soon as possible. And then Jointech Cobra. So we have no other monsters on our field. We can special summon an Arc Scorpio, Spike Centipede, or Rex from our graveyard to our field and face-up defense position. This turn, you cannot activate the effect of non-machine type monsters. So again, really, really good to just bring back half of our fusions and then use their effects. So we could bring back Arc Scorpio from the graveyard, then use its effect to get Centipede and Power Bond, and then blah, 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 we have our full combo again. So we're on Ship of the Seven Treasures because all of our boss monsters are level 7. So it really makes sense to use the best consistency card for level 7 monsters. Next up, we have Jointech Dig Up. We can send an Earth Attribute Machine monster from our hand to the graveyard, excavate the top 3 cards of our deck, add an excavate card to our hand, place remaining cards on either the top in any order or the graveyard. So Jointech Dig Up, again, is a weird one because I don't like the fact you have to discard a card to use it, but it can, again, find the combo pieces we needed. And this is effectively a combo deck. That's what we want to be doing. We want to be getting out Arc Scorpio, we want to be making our Fusion monster, and we want to be winning games that way. The Legend Strike, again, really, really good. If we bring back Legend Magician, we can pop back row, but there's also a lot of other uses for this card. We can bring back Leo and use its effect to get one of our boss monsters back to our hand. We can bring back Ace and then tribute it for Jointech Hero, or bring back Ace and fuse it into another Ace to make our Jointech Fighter. We can bring back our Legend monster, which again is really, really good. So there's a lot of uses for Legend Strike, which does make it very, very good in this deck. We're on the 2 Fusion Power Bond, 2 Scat Thief. Again, this is a combo deck, so we want to be digging through our deck to find all the pieces that we need as soon as possible. So that's why we've got 2 of these in here. Then we have Jointech Ignition. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting your face-up Earth Attribute Machine type monster, the attack target cannot be destroyed by that battle. Then if you have a face-up level 7 or higher Earth Attribute Machine type monster on your field, you can destroy the attacking monster. So again, as long as we have one of our other boss monsters out, no matter what gets attacked, we can pop one of our opponent's monsters, which is really, really good. And then Mirror Force. Again, Mirror Force is probably going to be the trap of choice for a little while. We'll probably try and mix up a bit, but this slot is a little bit hard to fill because there aren't that many good legend trap cards. Mirror Force is definitely the best kind of standalone. Torrential Tribute is better in some situations, but a lot of the time Mirror Force is going to be better than it. And then it's kind of a lot of specific ones, like Negate Attack is okay, but only I think really if you're going to be playing it with these Negate Attack support cards. And there's what, Trap Hole. There just is not a lot of very good legend traps, which just make Mirror Force kind of the good go-to. So for the side deck, we have some anti-back row cards, we have some anti-graveyard cards, we have some anti-maximum cards, and that kind of covers all the bases that we're trying to hit. We don't know what kind of deck Alex is going to be bringing, but we know he's not going to be bringing super meta because we're not bringing super meta either. So overall, I think this side deck should be enough to kind of cover our bases. But let's fire on in and see what he's got for us. So last week we had the Reptiles versus Dark Galaxy matchup, which was great. I really, really enjoyed that set. I hope you did as well.
It was a nice one.
Yeah, it was very close. It felt very tense pretty much the entire time. It felt like at any point either of us could just snatch the game away from the other one. And I think I came out just a little bit luckier in the end. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. Because ideally, you know, the ideal is that every week is like that, right? But we're coming to the end of like the full decks we can bring. Obviously, you know, you brought your Dark Galaxy last week. That only had 1 new card. And it's going to be a similar kind of story going forward. But you could still do quite a lot with just 1 or 2 new inclusions, I feel.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, do you wanna hazard a guess as to what you think I'm on?
I'm going to guess dinosaurs.
Ooh, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is a good pick. You know, I am very fond of the dinosaurs. You very much like the dinosaurs. I'm gonna guess. So my gut is saying insect, but I think you've played insects kind of recently, so I'm gonna say Light Galaxy. That's what I think you're gonna be on.
Okay.
So let's just fire straight on him. All right, let's go with this. Hey, we'll go first. Oh, this is hand. This is definitely a hand. What do we want to do with it is the question. All right, we'll start out by summoning Crafter Drone.
The machines.
Yeah, we're going to activate this effect. We're going to discard Jointech Cobra to draw a card. Actually, not what I was hoping for. Right, let's summon out Legend Magician, because this card is just good in everything, apparently. But it's actually very specifically good in this deck, and I'll show you why in a bit, hopefully. Do I want that in the graveyard? I don't think I do, you know. I think we're quite happy to leave that. We will then summon Celestial Severance. Not the new zombie card, but the one mentioned on the new zombie. Then using this, I will send Jointech Ace to the graveyard. And then we're just going to pass. There's 3 wimpy dudes for you.
Oh. Witness of Dragon Destroyer.
So this is Buster Blader? Oh god, Trap Mole. I'm ready for that. I feel like this is the problem, is you always go for the more fun options more than I do. And I need to do that as well. I need to play some of these more fun things. Like Trap Mole.
Guilford the Legend.
Okay, so Guilford the Legend is nothing. It's just 2600 dude. But 2600 is still very, very good for a 2-tribute monster.
Activate Legend Saber. Put Mole back in the deck.
Yep, so bottom of the deck. Gain 300
Bottom of the
attack.
deck. That's right.
That's pretty good.
Oh. They just went to hold down left click to attack.
Yeah, that's the thing when you play Duel Links. You've always got to keep grinding out the Duel Links though, because we're still not sure what's going on with the currency in Rush Duel Links in Seven's World.
Yeah.
So fingers... part of me is like, I'd like it to be separate currency for like other reasons. Like, it's going to be hard to get new players in if they've got to spend their gems on it, because they want to save their gems for regular Duel Links. But at the same time, I also like the fact I have 9,999 gems saved up, and I want to spend them on Rush Duel.
Yeah, totally.
What do I do with this hand? This is not the best hand in the world. We will, I suppose, start by activating Celestial Severance again. I will send Power Bond to the graveyard. We can. We do have stuff to get that back. I think it's going to be more accessible there. God, what do I... So I have 2 plays. Actually, I don't even need that. Yeah, we'll just go straight for this, I think. We will summon out Craft the Drone. We'll activate its effect. We will mill to draw. Oh, now, do we use this? I think we probably do, because right now this hand is doing nothing. So we will activate Ship of the 7 Treasures, discard the draw. Okay. That is actually really awkward. Oh, that would have been so much better if we didn't have to do that. I suppose we could never have gotten to this otherwise, so it doesn't matter too much. Alright, we will Tribute 2 and drop Jointech Hero.
Okay.
Then we're going to summon out Pitch Black Warwolf and Celestial Severance again. We'll use Celestial Severance. 1, 2, 3. And we will go ahead and chuck Centipede into the graveyard. We'll get a battle. And we will attack over your Legend Saber. And we will also attack over your Goblin Hole Digger Captain. We'll pass it.
Well, let's make a Legend Guilford 10. And then give him 1,000 more attack.
Okay. 3,800's pretty big.
Legend Saber. Fire off his effect.
Seen this before.
Legend Saber.
So that means you can almost clear my board if you want to crash.
Yeah, I do want to clear your board, so let's play
double
Piercing
crash.
Samurai.
Ow. Oof. And oof. Right, see what we draw. Right, we will start with Ship of the 7 Treasures. We will discard Jointech Spike Centipede to draw 2. Right, we will. We'll fire off Jointech Dig Up, so I can send an Earth Attribute Machine type monster from my hand to the graveyard, excavate the top 3 cards of my deck, and add an excavate card to my hand. Place remaining cards on either the top of the deck in any order, or send them to the graveyard. Now what do I do? Do I want this Mirror Force in my hand? It's pretty telegraphed. Right, we're going to take Mirror Force. We have to take Mirror Force. Then I will send the remaining cards to the graveyard. I'm going to shuffle our hand up. I'm going to go 1, I'm going to go 2, and we're going to go 3. Then we'll pass.
Witness a Dragon Destroyer.
Okay.
Avian Spell.
Got nobody Scat Thief.
Don't think I do. Alright. 50-50. This one.
You got Fusion.
Hey.
The fact you had 2 Avian Spell strategy there is so terrifying. Surely you don't have the third. That'd be so lucky.
Unfortunately, don't.
Well, you either do nothing or you can force it out. Oh, okay.
And we'll pass. I'm gonna respect the Mirror Force.
Okay. I was half expecting Guildford to defense mode and then attack. And then I'd have been like, do I want to use it? Do I not? This hand, unfortunately, is really not helping. So, we will activate Legend Strike. Pay off 300. And I guess we will bring back Legend Magician. What? We use Legend Magician effect. And do I want to get rid of your big attack boost or the level up is the question. So I think we're going to get rid of the big attack boost because that might be relevant. Then we will set and set and then pass.
Almost summon.
Okay.
Set. Ah.
Well, I mean, there's no way we're gonna do that. Oh. Okay. Pass.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, my hand is full of unplayable cards. I don't think there's anything I could have done. I think I could have held on to the Legend Strike to have an extra normal summon so I get some of these tribute monsters out of my hand, but I didn't draw another monster this turn anyway, so I don't think it mattered.
Right.
Yeah. I think I just got really, really unlucky there, unfortunately. I suppose that's the problem with running so many tribute monsters. Well, I say so many. This deck isn't on a particularly large amount, but when you just see all of them in your hand, because I think I opened this game 5 normal summonable monsters, and then my next hand was like another 5 normal summonable monsters, and I'm just like, I'm going to draw all my tributes at the end.
Oh no.
So yeah, we'll have to hope we don't brick again in game 2. Let's see what happens. Right, we'll go first again. Okay. We will set. We will tribute 2 and summon out our Jointech Spike Centipede. Then we'll set 2 back row pass. So Centipede's pretty cool. We can return one of the face at level 5 or higher Earth machine back to my hand, destroy 1 monster on the field. At this turn, I cannot activate the effects of non-machine type monsters.
Okay, which I'm assuming is just Legend Magician.
Well, and Celestial Severance.
Oh yeah, that's a zombie.
You haven't actually seen the main reason I'm playing Celestial Severance and Legend Magician in here. Like, Legend Magician is just fine on its own, but
yeah, true.
maybe you'll get to see it in this game. Okay, there he is.
Set normal.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give him the boost. Go back in hold again. Back row.
We will Scat Thief.
Ooh.
And I think I'm going to get rid of all of them. I don't want any of those in my hand.
What was it? Ooh. Hero Powerbomb. Okay.
So, I will activate Ship of the 7 Treasures, discard our level 7, and draw 2. This is where things get a little bit tricky, because I have a couple of options available, and depending on what I draw, will drastically change what I want to do. So, I will go ahead and activate Jointech Dig Up, discard Craft the Drone. We'll look at the top 3. Telegraphed Mirror Force again. Well, looking at this hand, I don't have kind of better options, you know. So, I think it's going to be Mirror Force. We will send those to the graveyard. I don't want those in my hand. Or in my next hand, I should say. Next up, we will normal summon out Celestial Severance. We will go ahead and activate its effect. 1, 2, 3. We will send Magician to the grave. We will then summon out Jointech Ace. Shuffle up our hand. Set. Battle phase. We will attack into Legend Saber. And then we'll pass.
Yep. Okay, so one of those two.
That could be anything.
I need a second.
Oh, that means you've got it. Okay, just
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got another one, haven't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do have the new equipped Aura Buster.
Okay, so that is can be destroyed by opponent's card effects and piercing. That is fine.
Thank you. Good battle.
Do I care about that around? It only matters if I draw a big tribute that I need to keep. I think I will, because the amount of times that I have had big tribute monsters stuck in my hand and unable to summon them is lost me the last game. So let's...
Yeah.
If we draw into one. I think we are going to drop this, because I really need to draw a tribute monster. So we'll activate Ship of the Seven Treasures. We will send Spectre and draw. Then I will normal summon Jointech Ace. Tribute 2 and summon out Jointech Hero. You can activate Hero's effect because it tributed Jointech Ace. And then it lets me add an Earth Machine back to my hand. Now the question is, which one do I want? I could just take another Jointech Hero. Well, I could take a Jointech Hero, but I meant Ace. Probably just going to be Jointech Ace again. Then we will summon out Jointech Ace. And then summon out Pitch Black Warwolf. Go to battle, and we'll swing over this. We will then swing over this. And we'll get in for 15.
Okay.
And then we'll pass. We have done it. We have assembled a tribute monster.
Un, dos, tres.
Here we go, the legend. Here he comes.
Legend.
Yeah, we saw this coming a mile away. Okay, this is fine. Oh, and the trade-in for the level 8. Okay, so this is a lot of damage. But I just need to draw the card that we have not seen. All set. Let's see if we find it. That is not it. Come on, deck. Where is he? Not in the graveyard yet, right? Yeah. They're all in the last 10 cards of the deck. I'll summon Legend Magician. We're going to use the effect. That is not what we wanted. Oh, that's so gross. Okay. We'll send Leo to the grave. I think we have to just play it safe, right? So we'll normal summon out Jointech Leo. We'll activate its effect. We will give you back the Avian Spell Strategy.
Okay.
And then I get a high level machine monster back to my hand. So I will take probably, because neither of these really matter, we'll take Hero back. Then we will tribute to the hero. We'll summon out Craft the Drone, which was my chance to draw into the card I want. If I don't find a normal summon, I screw myself over being able to do this. We can summon out Spike Centipede, use Spike Centipede's effect, put this back in my hand, pop this. Go to battle, and swing. That's all we've got.
Okay. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
For me or for you?
For me.
I might have a chance! Then we will normal summon Jointech Ace. I'm going to go ahead and tribute 2 to summon out my Jointech Arc Scorpio. We can use its effect. This is what we've been waiting for this whole time. So I can send a machine monster from my hand or face up from my field to the graveyard to add fusion or power bond from my graveyard to my hand. Then I can special summon a Jointech Spike Centipede from my graveyard. So I'm going to send Jointech Hero, take back power bond. Then I'm going to special summon Spike Centipede.
Nice.
Then I'll activate Spike Centipede's effect. Pop your monster. Then we'll go ahead and activate Power Bond. And call forth my Jointech Killer Stinger. We will then set, and I suppose it doesn't matter because this card will kill me if I don't connect. Swing!
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, yeah, I'll set there like...
Trap hole.
Yeah, I mean, if you had Trap Hole, I did have a way to play around it, because my face-down monster is Jointech Cobra, which would let me just do the whole combo again, basically. But if you... Because I sat there like, I'm pretty sure there's only legends that get you out of this, right? It's got to be only legends that make me not die. But whenever you play Power Bond, you've always got that in the back of your head of like, if this attack doesn't connect, I've just killed myself. Oh, but at least we get a game 3 out of this. Let's see what happens in that.
I'm gonna go first, I think.
Okay.
Whoop. End.
Oh, that is a big boy. What do I do about it, though? This doesn't kill it. There is no world in which this kills it. So, we will activate Ship of the Seven Treasures, because Spike Centipede does nothing for me right now. Okay. Problem this card has is it does somewhat lock me. So we'll go for it. Right, we'll summon out Jointech Cobra. We'll activate its effect. So if I have no other monsters on my field, I can special summon Arc Scorpio, Spike Centipede, or Rex from my graveyard in defense position, but this turn I cannot activate the effects of non-machine monsters. So I can bring this back. Then I'm going to summon out Craft the Drone. We'll activate the effect. We'll pitch the other Craft the Drone to draw a card. Unfortunately, we did not draw a level 5 or higher machine, which is kind of what we were hoping for. So we will set and pass.
Okay. Well, let's make my boy a 10.
Okay.
Give him the symbol.
Okay. I'd much rather it was on this than a multi-attacker, so...
Yeah. That is... Activate sets.
Okay.
If no other monsters, send one machine. Let's go.
If you leave
Actually,
Spike Centipede...
Yeah, I think getting rid of Centipede's probably the best option here.
Ooh, that's odd. So, I will go ahead and activate Craft the Drone. We'll discard the draw. That also does not do anything.
Oh.
Kind of funny, though. I guess we'll go on the defensive for now. I think I'm also going to set this. Then we'll go ahead and set a couple back row before passing.
Okay, piercing
No!
samurai.
No! I was safe, and then you got piercing.
I mean, I want to empty my hand.
Well, can't you just flip whatever your face down is, get the piercing, and then sack it off?
Yeah, you're right. Oh, there's my own spell.
What a legend.
That's the first time I've seen that.
I suppose that's uniquely interesting in this deck, because you can get back a guy that needs to be tribute summoned for his effect to go off.
Tribute off.
Oh, not this asshole. Oh, that's actually a bit weird, because now the piercing doesn't... Well, I suppose no, the piercing does kind of matter.
3 attacks on monsters. Yeah.
Since it's only 3 attacks on monsters, that means I guess it's going to swing at all 3 and then the piercing doesn't matter anymore.
Avian spell.
What are we going to hit?
That one.
Power Bond!
Hey. A little lower. Yeah, let's make sure I get at least one Tribute summonable monster. Normal summonable monster. Bit of battle.
So what is this? Guildford attacks all three, and then well, I suppose they're both Guildford, and then piercing Guildford just attacks direct. I suppose it doesn't matter. No matter which you attack with here, it's the same damage.
Yeah.
Ow. All right, let's see what we draw.
Guildford the Legend, who isn't actually a legend. Guildford the Rising.
Really not drawing the cards I need to draw. So I think we have to go on the defensive again and just kind of hope. I suppose I've got enough life points to take a piercing hit regardless. So we might just be okay. Pass.
Mm-hmm. Normal.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, so we've got Buster Blader out.
Piercing Samurai.
Right, there's that piercing again.
We'll finish off the Guildford. And go to battle.
Okay. Fucking ow. Alright, we will fire this off now, because you don't have any multi-attack. Do I keep this? Yeah, alright, we'll get rid of these. It was Ace and Warwolf. Ah, deck, you are really not playing ball today. I suppose we did come prepared. So we will activate our Jointech Dig up and discard Leo. Because Leo doesn't do anything right now. Ah, so you currently have two kind of ways to get piercing. That doesn't really matter. I think I need Cobra here. Yeah, so we'll take Cobra. Send the remaining cards to the graveyard. Because if I don't win the game now, it doesn't matter because I'm dead on board no matter what I put up against you. No, because he needs to be the only monster I've got, so it has to be this first. Right, we'll go ahead and summon Cobra then. Activate Cobra effect. We'll bring back Centipede. Then we'll summon out Craft the Drone. Use Drone effect. Discard the draw. And that might just be all she wrote, I'm afraid. Very funny actually, because I was close to not being dead, but I believe I'm very dead. Tribute to summon out Hero.
Yep.
So I can pop something that isn't Guildford. Unfortunately, we were unable to summon Jointech Hero using a boy like we would have liked to, in which case he could have gone up to 4,000 just attacked over. I suppose the play is this. We will activate Centipede, pop this back in the hand. We will then destroy Buster Blader. Then we will activate Legend Strike, bring back Ace. We will then summon out Legend Magician. I can't use its effect because it is not a machine. We'll tribute to summon out Hero, activate Hero effect.
Nice.
This will let us get over you, but we're on 100 life points. So I'm probably dead anyway.
Oh, you just had enough to...
Yeah. Right, yeah, we're going to take this, because if you are able to summon a 1700 monster and I leave Piercing Brave, you can kill me anyway. And this basically just says if you get 1600, you kill me, which I was dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we will swing. And we will swing. And although that was the longest turn possibly we have ever taken in this series, I'm pretty sure I'm dead regardless. Let's see what you get.
1.
Oh, a barrier statue.
2. Yeah, I think it'd be a good include because this deck has no special summoning.
Okay, yeah.
Legend.
if it was Guildford, it didn't matter what I did anyway, because you just can get over Hero. Good old Shober. Yeah, I got nothing. I got a fusion in my back row.
Woo!
Oh, that was a pretty cool one, actually. So the problem I have with the Fusion Jointech deck is it is very much find Scorpio or bust, right? So you have the kind of backup strategy of Jointech Hero and Jointech Ace, which is decent, right? You can get 4,000 attack, you can get guys back to the graveyard, Occasionally, you'll be able to summon out 2 aces, fuse them together into a Jointech fighter, and be able to do stuff that way. But the other big boss monster of the deck is a little bit annoying, that being the Killer Stinger, because to summon it, you need to use 2 level 7 monsters, which those 2 level 7 monsters aren't super useful on their own. Spike Centipede is a 2400 attacker, which is really bad, but does have an okay effect because it can pop face down monsters, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, the steep cost for that effect is putting a level 5 or higher monster back into your hand, which is almost always going to be like a level 7 or 8 monster, which kind of sucks. You don't really want to be doing that most of the time. There are some situations where like putting hero back in your hand can be really, really useful, as we actually got to see in this game, but that's going to be kind of few and far between. The other monster is 2200 attack and has an even worse restriction, which is you can't do anything with it unless you already have Power Bond or Fusion in your graveyard, which is why you have to play the things like the Spectres of the Celestial Severance, because you need to get Fusion or Power Bond in the graveyard, otherwise the deck just doesn't work. The other thing, obviously, is if you're running a bunch of boss monsters that have sub 2500 attack, defensively, the deck doesn't have a lot to really cope or manage, right? You just kind of are saying, I'm playing weaker guys, and I've just got to kind of hope I draw into it eventually. Because, like, so here, for example, I have 14 cards left in my deck. I'm playing 2 of the Arc Scorpio. So there are 2 of those in my deck that I was just digging for and just could not find. But if I could have found one, it's Tribute 2, summon it out. I can then get back a Centipede from the graveyard and Power Bond, activate that effect, get out my boss monster. The boss monster then weakens all of your monsters and gives me life points, and then gets to attack over for 6,000, which is obviously a really, really powerful combo, if you see it.
Yeah.
Because even in that game too, I think I went down to like, what, 3 cards left in my deck or something, before I actually got my combo. I'm like, come on, man, just get in my hand. So yeah, it feels inconsistent, I think is the best way to describe it. Again, very explosive if you find all the pieces, but if you don't find all the pieces, a little bit lackluster. As for your deck, it is interesting, right? You're basically playing almost a maximum deck in a weird way. You want to summon out a guy and then equip him with 3 more or 3 equip spells, and then have him just be this like kind of towers unbeatable boss monster that's level 10, so it's unaffected by everything, can't be destroyed by card effects, and has 3800 attack. I mean, this is basically a maximum monster that we're looking at. So it's definitely really cool. We definitely got to see what your deck could produce, and we unfortunately didn't get to see the trap hole, but we did get to see all of the trap hole support.
Yeah, didn't see trap hole all 3 games. It must have been like right at the bottom.
And then obviously the other half of your deck was kind of the Guildford OTK package kind of slotted in, because it just works quite nicely in this sort of deck.
Yeah.
You did get to see your legend monster as well, which is pretty cool. The old Guildford the Lightning. Always cool to see that. This was a good series of games, and I think Jointech Fusion is a little bit too frustrating for me. I don't like playing so many cards that I would consider not very good in all situations, and I don't like being very piece dependent, right? It's like when you play a maximum deck. Typically you build your deck as consistent as possible by including as many like mill options and draw options as possible, because you need to just find your max. But non-maximum decks don't have as many tools, I feel, to dig through their deck and find all the pieces they need, which is why a lot of Fusion decks have been feeling a little bit lackluster, which is again is why we have all these effects which make Fusion something easier, like the Arc Scorpio, which again, if you actually draw it, does get you the Fusion spell and the other material from your graveyard, which is very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, pretty good one. So, GG, buddy.
GG.